Sorry we're late.
We didn't want to be here.
You wouldn't believe it, but I had a crazy girl. I don't know if she was drunk. Oh my God. I had a girl who was teaching a friend of hers how to drive, apparently, and it sounded like an explosion outside of my house. This is a true story. Don't give me that face. And the explosion actually was her hitting my apple tree. So before the show, I was collecting the apples that I could because, you know, I wanted to make sure that I had something to eat, and they're still out there with the car smashed and wrapped around my apple tree, but I got apples. I think that's a pretty good excuse, don't you? I guess not. No response.
I'm in shock.
All right.
Honestly.
I'm Acid Betty, and you might know me from stage, screen, of course, reality TV.
Oh, and I'm Violet, and you don't know me at all. Hey!
Hey. Or as people like to call you, Acid Betty adjacent.
That's right, I'm the sister.
And this is our first podcast together. And as you may not know, or maybe some of you do know, we are real life brother and sister, and we are actually totally obsessed with reality TV. I mean, are we? Actually, we kind of are. It's kind of actually like a dirty secret. What's that called? It's actually a secret that we're actually admitting to people. Because I don't think people know how much reality TV you take in, and I don't think people know how much reality TV I take in.
No, absolutely not, because I could be quite a judgmental snob, so there's no way I would normally admit in public that I fill my entire day with trash television. Because look at me, I refer to it as trash television. I can't even say reality television is embarrassing, so I just kind of put it in the corner while I watch 14 hours of it a day.
Yeah, I was going to say, there was a time back in the day when Survivor was just invented, and I had Survivor
Let's not admit to how old we are, shall we?
Well, I have to, because I had a Survivor viewing party, and my sister was so offended by the concept of reality TV and that Survivor stuff, and then she slowly transformed into like the #1 Survivor fan. And more.
And more. Until here we are in front of a camera.
Yes, but we digress. We want to welcome you to our weekly reality rundown, where we try to talk about all of our favorite shows, even though we'll probably only focus on one if we can, because we're going to try to do a through line.
All right, so let me just throw out our little disclaimer. I think maybe, when we're like famous and millions of people are following us, we should throw out there that these are just our opinions. And knowing us, no one is paying us to be nice or not nice or say anything. And we are certainly not privy to any information previously than you. We're just watching it either live because we can't wait, or on our DVRs in the morning.
Usually DVRs, yeah, like a few days later or something.
Yeah, well, because who can abide the commercials? Not me.
But that's also why this episode comes a little late, because we don't want to have spoilers, and also we don't watch it right when it airs, usually, unless it's real juicy. I think I usually do watch the reunions when they air, because I cannot wait for reunions of any of these reality TV shows.
Yeah, or finales. We had some finales this season that kind of blew up.
Yeah, that's what I mean, finales, yeah. Okay, so
let's talk about.
Wait.
You're going to find that we are indeed brother and sister.
I know. So all right, go ahead.
This season, we're kicking things off by talking about one of our favorite all-time franchises, 90 Day Fiancé.
Yes.
And since it's
which one? Oh,
hello.
Sorry. I
know, right? Which one is it? I don't know, because there are 26.
Oh.
And there was a moment when Acid and I started watching it together, and we would get confused as to which one we were talking about. Is it the 90 Day Fiancé? Is it the other way? Is it the UK?
Yeah,
it's none of those
confused.
Today. We're going to be talking about 90 Day Fiancé Single Life. Because, after all those seasons of 90 Day Fiancé, we already know that if it's a reality show, a lot of those marriages didn't work out, right? That's a lot of single people out there that are still dating and really good for TV. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Hey,
don't you have you have your theory of the full 90-day cycle now because there's so many spin-offs. Isn't this the
Yes.
beginning? This is the beginning of the 90-day cycle, right?
Yes,
So we're kind of
they
actually
finally.
we're actually at the seed part.
Yeah, in fact, you're reminding me now. I'm disappointed in myself that I could have created like the whole tree of life, the cycle of the 90-day fiance television life, because they basically created a show for every moment of your life.
What is
First
it?
you
Do
go
you
on-
remember them?
Yes,
This is
well,
gonna be a test.
let's do that. We're gonna go single life first because
Got
we're
it.
single, ready to mingle. Hey,
Obviously.
okay, and then we meet our boo boo, and he's in Dominican Republic. Oh yeah,
We'll get
And
there
then-
later.
right? Hello, and then we get the K1 visa, and we bring him over here, and he decides that I suck, and I decide he sucks, and that's it for him.
So wait, is that a show though? You forgot the name of the show. That's 90-day fiance.
Oh my
The
gosh.
other way.
No, we're forgetting that's 90-day happily ever after? Question mark.
So
Is
wait,
it happily ever after?
is it? So when does the 90-day the fiance the
Then
other
they
way?
go to the last resort.
Wait. Okay, so we got 90-day the single life.
Well, because you have to have parallel. You have to have 90-day fiance, and then you have to have 90-day fiance the other way. Because not everyone wants to come here. Sometimes you have Americans that want to go
right,
there.
So you didn't say that. So then you meet somebody.
But
and
that's
then we
parallel.
Right, so then we have 90-day fiance, 90-day fiance the other way, right? So those are both happening.
Yeah.
And then if that doesn't work out, and then there's 90-day fiance, what is it? Happily ever.
It's like happily ever after? Question mark. Because sometimes the couples are really good, right? Like they're really interesting. And you want to follow them. So they created a show for that. That's what's amazing about this franchise. They're like, oh, there's a need. Let's fill that need.
And then, if I do remember, I think you forgot, I think in between the next phase is 90-day fiance diaries. Right? Do you even watch that?
No, because I feel like that was born out of the COVID need of we can't send a camera crew and it's just you in your apartment. Wah wah. No one really wants to see that. I mean,
I agree.
It's just not that great.
I agree.
I've got me in my apartment.
And then after
and
that,
then after
you have.
And then after that, if you have issues, they unveiled this year The Last Resort, which is like therapy for the crazies.
Which is basically the what is it? The MILF Island, but on off season.
How rude that you would compare MILF Island with 90-Day Fiance.
I'm just saying maybe they're filmed on the same location.
Well, funny thing about reality TV is that if you watch enough of it, you will see a lot of crossover. And there's a particular hotel, we're not paid to advertise for it, so we're just not going to say the name. But there's a hotel here in the Keys in Florida that 3 reality shows have been filmed at this year. I believe that if we looked into it, that hotel was like, we opened, let's get some reality up in here, and bam, we're filled for the next 5 years because everyone wants to be at this place. It's like that and the gold cups. You know? Oh, and the furry pillows. The furry pillows, the gold cups, and this resort.
So the name of that hotel, you're not going to say why?
No, in truth, I don't remember it right now.
Oh, okay.
But I do know it. I'm just too... No, I'm not going to look it up. But it was like LaBelle or something. They're all filmed there. Right. It was all within a very short period of time.
And then the gold cups. You have this idea that the gold cups.
Oh, those gold cups are everywhere. And the furry pillows. And we're talking international. Like Love is Blind Brazil. Those girls are on a balcony drinking out of the same gold cups that they are doing their after party for Married at First Sight. It's like the same cups, the same pillows. Even Angela America, some of her songs has had the same pillows and the same cups. The reunions.
That's like what I was trying to say. You don't really watch a lot of the shows on Zeus Network, which was one of my new favorite networks.
Shout out to Rolling Ray.
Yeah, shout out to Rolling Rain. One of the main reasons why I started
Purr.
watching that. And you'll notice that a lot of the shows are filmed in the same mansion, which I think it's funny.
Right.
I think it's funny because usually the leading bitch is always like, "This is my house. Don't act like this in my house." And it's like, that's Natalie Nunn's
And you're like, are you
house.
sure? Because I think
That's
Bobby's around the
Bobby,
corner.
I Love You Purr's house. That's Roland Ray's house. Anyway, I digress. So let's dive in, if you will, if you're ready. I mean, we'll have to get our notes and everything, but let's dive into the first episode. Is it the first season? Is the second season?
No, it's neither. It is the 4th season. Can you believe it? It's already 4 seasons of The Single Life. This is the 4th season premiere. And
Okay.
gag that it premiered on January 1 because, I don't know, I think that's just like everything for Single Life. And I love that they have no rules. They don't follow any rules. So they're not all 20. They're not all perfect and gorgeous. They're not all white.
Wow. I think some
Did
of
I
them
say that out loud? Whoops.
Some of them might be mad about the gorgeous part. But
Whoopsie. Sorry, Tyree. You're gorgeous.
I love him.
I know, me too.
So in the 4th season, first episode,
Yes.
we're introduced to 4 people that we should know if we've watched the show. If not, they kind of introduce all of them. And I'm going to kind of go over what it is, and then we can dive into each person separately. Like, or each person's...
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So basically the whole, what the whole episode encompasses for the first episode is, this is the synopsis, really, is that I don't know why they focus around Chantel all the time. But I guess we can get that too once we focus on her. I know that she had her own
speaking of beautiful
show.
people, young and beautiful people, that's why.
We can get into it because I love where she's going and all these things, but I still
No,
don't
but
know
I
why
think
we're
it's because she's the
focusing.
prettiest person. They want to put that first. They're like, look.
Okay, well, we can get into it because I disagree. She's the prettiest. Okay. Newly divorced Chantel gets her groove back in Greece. That's what I'm talking about. With friends. Natalie welcomes a special someone at the airport and makes big moves in her life. Tyree is working on himself and has a new crush. I think he has a few crushes, actually, from what I saw in this, in the first episode. I think he has like 3 crushes. And Debbie is ready to get back out there after Osama.
So we're actually going to talk our tea.
Yes.
This is the fun part.
Is this the fun part? Is this the
Well,
juicy
because this is just like, you get to talk about this shit. Yeah.
Okay, well, the first girl that we're going to talk to, or the first adventure that we're going to talk about too, is Chantel, who is like, I guess, the main winner. This whole episode is named after her. She had a show, right, that was about her and her husband and their families, which, excuse me, we have to mention because I know we like some and dislike some of the family members, so we're probably going to mention that, even though they don't really bring it up in this episode. I mean, they kind of do. But really quick, and I'll let you talk, is that Chantel is in Greece, and I love Greece. That's all I have to say. Wait a minute.
So that's literally all you have to say about Chantel is the fact that she's in Greece. That's it for the whole episode.
Well, I'll tell you. Okay, so she's in Greece. Okay, well,
wait. First, wait. Then I have questions for you.
Yeah.
Because I just want to know, in the beginning, right? I mean, like you said, we're all familiar with Chantel. We've been with her for many years through her marriage and everything.
Okay.
She's part of the 90 Day Fiancé family.
Yes.
However, what did you feel like the way she spoke about, I need to go and get my groove back, and it's been so long, and I'm choosing to go back to another country, and I'm going to fall in love again in another country. So I've learned no lessons. I'm just going to do this again, and I'm also going to pretend like, it's been so long. I'm like this old, decrepit, celibate old lady that's been away in a closet for all these years. Honey, no.
She is playing into heavily, like, that's the thing, is like what you're saying is this whole emotional boohoo, but I think it's because what I was going to ask you is like, would you do this? Was like, I don't think, because it ends after her whole story with her crying and being like, like she's not sure if she's ready to move on and this and that. But I think that's why she's so dramatic, because I don't think she's really over it. I think she's kind of like, unfortunately,
Of course she's not over it.
yeah, they called
There's
her
so much
and she was
about-
like, let's go.
No, that's the problem with Chantel. Is
Oh.
that she's not authentic to herself.
Her
What's
feelings.
really happening there?
Yeah.
She's like so emotionally immature. And the way she deals with things are just confusing to me, because you know she's beautiful, you know she's intelligent, you know she has a support system, she has everything that you could want and need, and yet she's just like, I'm going to go do this again. Now, I get that you want to party or you want to rediscover your femininity, your beauty, you still got it. All of that stuff for the ego, like, duh, do that. But she's talking about, I'm going to fall in love again. I'm going to find another man here on this trip. What?
Yeah, but she does.
Hopefully she's just saying that because she talks.
Right. Well, at the beginning with the guy that takes her on the motorcycle ride, which
The 20-year-old?
yeah, not Adonis, but Emilios,
Yeah, the 20-year-old, the child.
yeah, who's in the army. Would you do that
Right.
in Greece? I would. I mean, first of all, if we were together in Greece, I would not let
You wouldn't let me.
No.
I mean, look, you know, I've done some things in some places, as you have as well.
Yeah.
Right.
In Greece. Yeah.
And I relate to that story only because on a trip to the Dominican Republic prior to living there, I met these French-Canadian sisters. There were two women. They were older than me. They were probably in their 40s at the time. They were visiting from Quebec. And one of them did get on at night, got in the back of a moto concho with this guy and just took off into the darkness. And I remember saying to her sister, I cannot believe that you just let that happen, because there's no way I would have been okay with it. And her response to me was, well, that's a grown woman.
Right. Which is true.
But obviously in the show, it felt very naive. It felt very
Yeah.
silly to let a woman that looks like that, who doesn't speak the language, peace out at night
Well,
with a man.
speaking of a woman that looks like that, I know that I've helped you dress in some funny stuff for Halloween. Would you go around in Greece with no panties and tape on your vagina lips? Is that what we saw?
I mean,
Is
we
that what
did.
happened?
That's what you saw.
Is that what
Because
happened?
you have to think about. I mean, I'm surprised because it's the same thing when you're keeping, like, if you have just little things on your nipples. So you have the double-sided, I call it booby tape, the fabric tape,
Yeah.
and you're just taped up so that you can go out like that and know that you're not going to have a nip slip, right? So the minute I saw that scene, I was like, oh, she wants to wear the dress with the real naughty slip, but she's not going to wear the dancer panties.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Now, I have never been a girl that doesn't go out without underwear because I need separation between me and the world, but that's a me thing. Like, I don't, I don't know if, like,
Yeah.
I'm not
I
going to
think it's
speak on
funny.
people's.
And then she
No,
rode
she
a motorcycle.
clearly.
Which, if I was her, I would do all that. So, actually, in Greece, I did ride naked with just a stupid sarong home on a moped. So
I
it's basically
mean,
the same shit. Not basically.
That's what I mean. Like, I didn't get to
the
witness
same.
your adventures in Greece, but you certainly saw some of mine in the Dominican Republic, and we already know. If I could be naked in the middle of the night
Yeah, all of
with
these.
a beer and a cigarette on the back of a motorcycle with a handsome man, I was done.
Yeah, all
So
the
sure,
adventures
Chantel.
that
Like, if
she's
she needs to go
doing.
out naked and have a bunch of men tell her that she's beautiful in order to feel good, do that.
So do you think
Because
she's
that's
building
that's
a
all I
bridge?
see happening there.
Yeah, she's not looking for a man, even though she's selling that. Like, I'm looking for a man. I think she's
No,
now
she's looking for
a bridge.
herself, not to be like deep,
Yeah.
but she's looking for herself. Her
I
friend
agree.
said it best. Her friend won me over
Which
when
one?
she whispered to her best friend. I can't remember her name, and she said, "It's just
Destiny?
practice." Yeah, she said it's just practice, and I was like, "Oh, that's the best advice."
I liked
That's a
Kaylee's
good-
advice, which was it's okay to reinvent yourself. because
That
she was free.
too.
Because she was like, when they're like ground rules, and she was like, I can't do this, and men can't, girls can't do this, and all that, blah blah blah. But she was like, you can reinvent yourself. You don't have to follow old rules or new rules.
Yeah, welcome to 2023, baby.
But with that, I don't know if I interrupted you, but I was going to ask you, my last topic question in regard to her was like, how do you feel about one ground rules that the friends are giving her? Would you do something like that, and or do you believe in doing stuff like that awkward moment where she went up to guys and asking for their number? I have to.
I mean, I literally put when I was watching. I literally put in my notes most awkward moment ever.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God,
and I
me
put
too.
what he said, like what he said to her. See you around, because it was like that. Again, that's a very American. Like, I don't want to say anything bad about Chantel because I think she's a good person, but that for me was very cringe because that was almost like, even though she's struggling with her self-esteem, she still very much knows the power that she has,
Yeah.
like in her body and her all of it. And so when she did that and approached him, she was very much like, "Hi, I'm here." And just stood there like, "Aren't you going to lead the conversation and hit on me now?" And when he was like very like, why are you here?
I know.
She almost didn't know what to do because she was so used to people, I'm sure, initiating conversation with her.
Yeah.
And when he wasn't excited, he was just like, "All right, see you around."
Yeah.
It's too bad you don't like sharks.
Right. That was it. Don't be afraid of sharks. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Can I get your number? Sure.
It's so weird. Yeah, when she said that,
My
I felt
favorite
like
number's
she was,
8.
I felt like she was just collecting. She was just like,
You
I
don't
got a
remember that was the
number.
thing? They were like, her friend, the beautiful dance instructor or whatever, the pole instructor, said to her, "You need 5 numbers." So it was just like a scavenger hunt.
Twerk. I think I wrote down twerk
Oh,
instructor. Yeah,
he was too
twerk
beautiful. I was too
instructor.
wrapped up in his beauty. Excuse the beauty.
The GBF, gay best friend. That's what he was.
And he's right.
I think the friends are fun. Yeah.
I like the friends.
All right.
She needs she needs cast around her.
Oh, you love her. I can tell.
No, I do, but I mean, in the world of the Chantel world, I was a bigger fan of the Dominican family.
Yeah.
But we know that.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I don't think they come in. I don't think anyone comes in, even though the mom is quote unquote single. Maybe she'll be like a secret.
God, I wish I would love.
Right? I love her. And I would love to
Me
see,
too.
even if she just like gets rid of the stupid American that she was seeing.
I need
And
for
that-
her to, you know what, dream reality crazy situation is that she gets a visa so that she can travel. And they put her in that matchmaker abroad situation where now she's like in Morocco and she's meeting men.
You desperately wait. We're so side noting that you desperately want that show, that matchmaker show. We forgot that in the cycle of life. Because that's part of the 90 Day Fiance is the matchmaker show.
Is it?
Is it not?
It has to be, right?
Yeah. So you forgot the whole thing in that circle of life. We're gonna have to
Because it's so new and they only did the one season.
I know. And you know the one I told you I follow some of those matchmakers.
Oh yeah, because of Harold.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, anyway. I was gonna say no. Okay, well let's continue. Sorry, back on to like the
Okay, so
topic at hand.
Chantel, we're rooting for you, sincerely,
Yes.
but take my advice as someone that's much older that loves the same kind of guy. Find yourself like a first generation guy that's already here. Find yourself an American that speaks a different language.
Oh,
Let him do the work without you.
word. Good advice. I don't have any advice. My advice is enjoy Greece. Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, hey. Hoppa!
So next we have
Next we have, Natalie. She's magical.
our favorite disaster.
Oh, I love her. Natalie.
I love her too, but oh my gosh. Like what she's done to us with all of the shows she's been on, and then what they teased at the end is like, I almost want to like get me off this freaking roller coaster, but sorry, I'm like going to the end. But like, we meet up with Natalie, who married Michael, and they obviously had issues, and then they broke up, but they were still married, and she met this guy,
Oh my gosh,
Josh.
hold on. I need to cough and die.
Don't die.
Sorry.
We're in the middle of a podcast.
I know. Right on air.
No, this is too dramatic.
Okay. Oh, look up Jesus.
As I was saying, bejesus, she meets a guy, Josh, and she flies to Seattle to see Michael while she's still married. And then that's kind of where we're left off. And then we're here now at the single. That was kind of like her recap. When they like recapped her, that's kind of how they recapped her.
Yeah, but you're also forgetting the good part.
Like, and then she's now at the airport, and she was like, "Oh yeah, the love of my life or something. The reason for the season, I'm picking them up," and it turns out to be her mom, who she hasn't seen in 2.5 years.
Which I have a question about that. How is that possible? Is it because she's from the Ukraine and there's like some special program? Because Natalie can't sponsor her when Natalie is sponsored. So I was like, how did she just bebop? Now she's like in the country. She didn't get a K1 visa. She didn't do anything. She's just boop. I know I'm here. That's crazy town.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
We're literally watching an entire show and talking about a show that revolves around the difficulty of getting someone that you love over here, and the hoops that you have to jump through, and sometimes years that you have to wait. And somehow Natalie, who doesn't have a green card, is sponsored herself, we both know has no money. How is she able to get this woman who also has no job, has no money?
Because like you said, she's magical.
I think she is magical. So I really wish her well. But the choices that she's making, oh my God, I would hit that woman if I could.
I'm so mad at her too. So with some of her amazing choices, her mom moves into comes to the United States, Florida, and actually they don't stay there. She graciously has her mom help her pack, and then they move to LA.
Yeah, and then that was so odd. Speaking as someone like that's from LA that lives in Florida, I certainly wouldn't wait to take someone on a plane for 6 hours to go back to LA to show you the Pacific Ocean. I promise you that. I could show you the ocean for the first time here in Florida, and it would probably be stunning and blue. Why are you taking your mother, like, oh, look, it's the ocean for the first time at the Pacific in the overcrowded Venice or wherever the hell, Santa Monica, poo-poo.
Because she believes in, like, the Hollywood version of it. So, yeah, she only sees Venice.
She's so adorable. When she spoke about it, Hollywood should be worried for me. Oh, no, I'm not home. She's so cute. I love her.
I love her, too. So, one of my worst...
But her mom is right, and I hope that she listens to her mama.
Okay, well, one of my worst... Yeah, which is what? She's like...
Josh is not bad. Run.
Yeah, and with that warning, they show up in LA, and one of my worst nightmares happens. Josh is like, I'm not going to be there to pick you up. Yeah. It makes me think, did Natalie not express fully her expectations to Josh?
I used to think that because I'm a big communicator. However, in the Josh situation specifically, it's very obvious to me that she is very clear and he's just choosing not to listen. You know what proves to everyone that she's been clear is that final scene where she loses her shit on him and she's like, can you not count? And how am I supposed to find a job? And then you're going to pay for my apartment because I'm here with my mother. She was very clear in her expectations. And I imagine when you're talking to someone on the phone and she's making plans to buy airline tickets, she's repeating these notions because she's very one track. She's very much like, we go to get married, I bring my mother, we have 3 children. Like, she's not hiding anything. You get me job, you get me place to live. She said it like 5 times. And he's like, see you in 2 days, babe. And again, we're from LA. You know the reality of, come on, what is he doing?
Yeah, no. What I was thinking is possibly she wasn't fully express. Like maybe he's not listening. I felt like maybe she wasn't totally. You know what I mean? Kind of being like she was like, "You'll help me, right?" Is not like it's necessarily saying you need to hook me up. But maybe she is. That's not clear. I just feel like at the last when she like did her whole like when she stormed the producers and all that stuff. I think that was that
Yeah.
moment even in her head where she was like, "Okay, I told him once." He didn't seem to understand. I told him twice a different way. I don't think he understood. And they left.
Right.
And she was like, fuck that. I'm going to come back. And I felt like when she did that, I felt like that was the most clear time that she was like, this is exactly what I need. Like, maybe you're not understanding what I'm saying. But at that moment, I don't think that he was even, I don't think he completely understood.
No, but-
Because at that moment, he should have been like, because again, he has kids, so I can't be like,
No,
this is what
but
you
he
should do.
understands.
Yeah.
I don't think that people are paying attention. He's saying everything. Because even when he describes, like, it's difficult to imagine what the question the producer's actually asking, right? Because you're only getting the answer when they're speaking to the camera directly. But when he describes her as to, like, why he likes her, every adjective is all physicality. She's beautiful. She's sexy. I like her laugh.
Yeah.
None of it had any value or weight to it. She's trying to make plans and he's like, put in sexy time. He's just thinking about this plaything that he has. He's not really concerned at all.
Yeah.
And I'm genuinely worried because she's in LA, which is not a very friendly place.
No, it sucks, especially because she says she sold her car. And I'm like, you're in LA. The only thing you need is a car. But to bring it just kind of to a close, they then show us, coming up, and there's a lot of Natalie shots, and she's once again happy as can be in all these different shots, and then she's also all of a sudden with talking about a baby and how Josh maybe doesn't want to have a baby, and then she's talking to Michael again about a baby. And they cut away. Did you catch that?
I'm not gonna deny the fact that there's not a level of delusion with Natalie.
Oh.
However, she's magical, and I love her, and I want her to find love and do all the things. I love watching her and her mother. I love her little mannerisms, everything about her.
Yeah.
I just hate that the guy that she's choosing. Michael reminds me of the small town boy that I dated when I was 16. That still lives in the small town. Very safe. Came and picked me up when I was in danger once. After 2 years after we had broken up, literally I called him and his mom came and picked me up, Jamin. But that's a safe place. You don't want to land there. That's Michael.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because she's looking for that safety, and I don't know why she assumes that it's just some man. Like, she needs to create it within herself. She needs to get that job at something.
Yeah, I think she's trying, and she's doing the best she can in this fucked up world that's, made for men. So she's trying her best, and I think God bless her for using whatever she can, her beauty and this and that, to get a man to hopefully hook her up with the things she needs.
Oh my God, that scene.
That's what I look at it.
No, the scene with her mother.
He's failing her, but yeah.
With the mother, and the mother puts so much pressure, we're going to have the grandbabies and I'm going to play sing to them like I sang to you. And she's looking up at her and to her mother, and she's saying, I'm going to do that for you, Mama. It's like, ooh, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Natalie had a choice to begin with. It's like, you will go and have children.
I know.
But also, I didn't realize how old she's getting. I mean, TikTok.
How old is she again? Oh,
38. Honestly, on a personal note, I'm very sad because I knew that we were close by with her living in St. Pete, and now she's in LA and I'm not. What the hell? We were supposed to be friends, Natalie.
Yeah, hello. I noticed that,
Call
she was in St. Petersburg, which is funny.
Yeah, I was gonna seek her out. I was like, I will figure out stalker status.
That's all really we have on Natalie at the moment.
Yeah, just just thoughts and prayers. That's currently all we have.
All right, yeah. So there's more because it looks positive. So then we move on to our amazing bundle of Lovejoy, our 33-year-old virgin who has not even had a kiss.
Lives in Modesto, California. Whoa.
Yes, what a beautiful place to choose in California. Just kidding.
I have a feeling he didn't choose that.
Well, no, you get born into places. Obviously, we didn't choose where we were born. What do you think about
Of Tyree,
our good friend Tyree?
you know, I struggle with him because he's obviously got some things going on there.
Yeah, he's got
Like
some issues. I love him though.
I do too, but there are things that I struggle with. For example, because I watched his season of 90 Day Fiancé, and you have a level of compassion and empathy that he was catfished, but the choice to meet the model that represented the catfish as opposed to the person that he had a relationship with was an interesting choice to me. The way he relates to sex and his perception of it is inaccurate.
It's kind of fantasy based, right?
Yeah, so it's like I literally need to fight against instincts that tell me, ooh, that's not a good man right there. That's a potential. You have like some issues there, but then he's such a sweetie. I don't think he even knows better.
Yeah, I love him. I just think he gets like when he went up to I think that girl Tiffany. And he just was laughing and laughing, and he was like, "I'm gonna steal this French fry," and laughed and walked away. Like that was his
he didn't just.
That was his come on line, wasn't it?
He didn't just laugh and walk away, Jamin.
He was like,
he
"I'm gonna
walked
steal this
over
French fry."
there with the intention to talk to her and ask her out, and he said, "I'm gonna steal a fry," and then did this really strange ha 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 ha. And did this whole walk around the entire table, ha 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 ha, all the way back to his friend. He did a full on like round table, and then went to his friend. I'm gonna go to the bar, and then you see Tiffany beeline towards him because she's not afraid. And then she said, "I came here for you." Oh,
Which, yeah.
oh.
So I think there's a lot of potential. Hold up, my dog is crying. Lilith. I think there's a lot of potential for Tyree and Tiffany because Tiffany
100%
seems like she knows how to handle a boy like him because she's like
and even
kind of aggressive, and she stepped away. It kind of felt like she was like, I'll, do my little thing, and then she stepped away to the bar and was kind of giggling, and I'm like, I think she kind of knows that she's gonna have to take it slow with him because he seems to be so awkward.
Yeah, I'll be honest though, there was a moment when he's asking, I don't know if it's his cousin or his friend, advice. And she says, well, you come off a little nerdy.
Right.
And I wrote that down, and that really bothered me, because I like nerds. So to me, that's not a bad thing, to come off nerdy. I think the advice should have been, your lack of confidence is coming through. Yeah. And if he had confidence, that would fix literally everything. It has nothing to do with his nerdiness or his actual personality or the things he's interested in. It's the fact that he doesn't feel good about himself. So calling him nerdy is not going to help the situation. Like telling someone, change your personality, is not going to help.
It's not informative at all.
No, but game on a man is literally just confidence. Get some. Oh.
Did you hear that?
I heard that one.
Just like barking. Lilith, what's going on?
Maybe she's caught the another apple.
It's starting to snow outside. Apologize. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, so I feel like was that it for him?
We
didn't really close down.
We didn't close it, but basically, yeah, that was him. It was just this whole first episode is just a big intro to everybody, really, setting up whatever's going to happen.
Yeah. And they didn't really show a lot of Tyree, I guess. It's just really introing him to Tiffany, basically.
No, it was intro, him at the gym, him with his friend getting advice, him at the bar.
Yeah. All right, well, good luck, Tyree. And the
good
last luck, Tyree. Is your favorite, the most artful, colorful...
Oh, no, she's your favorite.
Okay, my favorite. most flamboyant, creative, artistical, testicle girl, Debbie, at the young, sprite age of 67.
Meow.
Ooh, yes, she reminds me of them. Who I think was married twice. Her last marriage was of 25 years.
Yes, not to her strange, beautiful,
Not Osama.
but sin on two legs, honey.
Yeah.
And my two legs couldn't walk in the next morning.
Oh my God.
So, she's got some things.
And she said that Osama was everywhere. And then he was blowing up her phone, and it feels like
Can you guess what my advice is to that?
block
I bet you can.
the phone number.
Boom.
Yeah.
I got you fixed right there, Debbie. Block the number. The end.
Okay,
What I wanted to ask you,
What?
I actually wrote down because I specifically wanted to ask you what you thought of her art.
Her art reminded me of those people that I follow on Instagram. But I don't think it's bad. But I don't think that she's a professional artist. I don't think she is.
That's her art therapy.
Yeah. Because she paints symbols and stuff in her art, which I was like, okay, work it out. But it doesn't feel like,
Next
symbols
level.
or just symbols that she, are recurring, that she uses, that, you know what I mean? It was very much like, this is Osama, this is me crying. He's everywhere. I don't know.
I love her retirement plan. I think there should just be a show about that.
What's her retirement plan?
Opening an alpaca farm and doing art therapy.
Oh yeah, hands-on.
I love that. Do that. Let's just see a show about that. Not her being sad.
I want to be
salsa
rich like
lessons.
her. I need to be rich like her if that's what she's going to do.
Well, we don't know if that's actually what she's going to pull off.
I know, right? Oh my God. What a mess. Yeah, that's it. I'm just going to say with Debbie, I'm just glad that she's not wearing the pink outfit with the pink hat and the feather pink fan that she likes to wear.
Yeah, but she is making some choices. Well, I mean, I'm just curious if she's actually if it's because she is so much older, and her choices of where she's going to find men are so unique. I'm curious as to the chances of her actually finding someone.
So you don't think that she's going to find someone because of her age?
No, I think it's a combination of her age, her location, and the things that she's choosing to do.
Okay, yeah.
She's going to a nightclub / bar as a 70-year-old woman and is surprised that the middle-aged men that are there are looking at the 30-year-olds. Well, that's why they're there, Debbie.
And she got very jealous, too. I had mentioned
Which was so funny.
Yeah. That's true.
And why would you want to meet that type of man anyway? Even in my 20s, I never wanted to meet a man at the nightclub. That's not it. That's not the fantasy.
Well, what if that's the only place that you work? The nightclubs.
Well, that's different if that's where you're
I'm
working.
just teasing.
She's like a 70-year-old bartender. She's working the door, Miss Debbie.
So they basically wrap up and show us that I'll go off in my head what I can remember, is they tell us or threaten us with 2 new people, which is one of the Boston Bros, right? I don't even remember his name. He's like the brother of a cast member.
Listen here, Sparkles.
Yeah, him. I don't even remember his name. So he's apparently, and
his name's John.
Oh.
And I'm only tuning in to see if someone slaps him because he's very honest about sometimes being smacked in the face by women, and he's okay with that.
Well,
and that does not surprise me.
So it looks like maybe that might happen. And then there's the other favorite throuple that we love. And again, I don't remember the name. I only remember Tim and the main girl. I don't remember her name.
Veronica.
Oh, Veronica. And then she's dating
I don't remember his name, but we love him.
I love him so
He's
much.
Kimbali's son.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yeah. And there's a spot where he like kind of stands up to Tim. I think Tim needs to go, but I guess we could talk about that next episode.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I'm confused because is Tim a cast member? Because every time we've seen him, he references a girlfriend. So is he a cast member? Is he dating? Or is he just there because we can't seem to get him separated from Veronica?
Yeah.
Like, let the girl go. Like. Let her find some happiness. My goodness.
Happiness.
Because he's so miserable. With his, like...
I know.
Sorry, Sam, but you are.
So we have a new website that we're going to be putting all of these gorgeous videos of these stunningly produced videos that we've put together with a very high budget from our land computers. And you're listening to us possibly on Spotify or somewhere ever we figured out where to put this podcast. I think that's where I figured it out. I don't even actually know. We'll discover.
Because we're winning. We're winning over there and we're winning over here.
We'll discover together where this is, and you'll be listening to it there, because that's how you found us right now. But with mentioning our website, which is, you can find us at sorrywe'reherewedidn'twantobehere.com. Sorry, we're late. We didn't want to be here.com.
Sorry, we're... Let's say that again.
It's sorry we're late. We didn't want to be here.com. And we're going to actually put up a poll as well. And I'll do stuff on Instagram and stuff to get if anyone's even listening to this, hello. And I'm curious, and we'll just keep it up for a hot minute, as to people want us to discuss something other than 90 Day Fiancé, because it almost turns out to be like us giving relationship advice, and it's not like we're in people to be giving relationship advice, because that's literally like what it's about. Do you know what I mean? Because we're like, oh, this bitch, this hoe, she need to be dating. Oh, this hoe, he don't know much about dating. And it's like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, you need to, like, you know what? You all need to treat us like we're crazy, feral audience members from, like, a Jerry Springer show, where we're just like, we don't understand! We're going to tell you how to live your life! That's, like, where we're coming from.
Yeah,
we don't know what we're talking about, though.
We're trying to be real fans.
Hashtag for entertainment purposes only. Don't try this at home.
So we're putting up a poll to see if there's any other different shows that we should cover. But I started off with The Curious Case of Natalie Grace, because these just came out. The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Okay, so wait. That means that he's mixing up our reality television with our true crime television. I like it all, but we should warn people, when you're mixing up like Housewives and Murder.
Yeah. Mommy Dead Dearest, because that's, part of...
And if you haven't seen any of these, you should immediately watch them.
And then, of course, RuPaul's Drag Race, Below Deck, Real Housewives that Violet is on, Caught in the Act with Tammy Roman. I just put with Tammy Roman because I live for her. I remember Tammy from The Real World. And then the last option I had on here was the cooking show. What is the name of it? You suggested it was like Squid Game.
Secret Chef.
Secret Chef. And then, is there any others that you could think of right now?
Oh my gosh, there are so many. I'm going to mention the one that I get teased about only because I like saying the title. And you have to be into voiceover acting. But it's called Falso Amor.
Oh, Falso Amor.
We can't forget about that because us Americans have no idea what's going on in the deep fake / reality world. And it will blow your mind. If you can find it, watch it.
We should watch that. I thought... So... Yeah, I was going to say...
Because that's full on everything.
So you're not going to even mention or rewind to the Joe Schmo show or Jury Duty? Because
Jury Duty's a wannabe Joe Schmo, but yes. I mean, really, if we want to talk about Juice of Reality, we could talk about the Groove Hotel versus the MILF show.
Oh.
Because they came out at a similar time. They're the only shows out there that are dating and middle-aged women. but one I was okay with and one creeped me out.
I wonder which one it is.
Duh.
All right, so that concludes our reality TV Cappy Cap. Did you want to share a little neighborhood drama, or should we just skip that for another timeage?
The house across the street was just sold, and a woman moved in. I see her every day walking her dog, and she will physically avoid making eye contact with me. And the other day, I was maybe 6 feet from her when she came onto my lawn to allow her dog to take a poop.
Shut up.
And I stood up and looked at her and was trying to do this. And she literally put herself in a way so that she wouldn't see me with her back, picked up the poop, and then walked away. I mean, I actually laughed because I've got to appreciate her commitment to refusing to speak to me as her neighbor. So stay tuned because I'm going to really go out of my way to see if I can get her attention.
All right. Well, if you want to reach out, you can DM us. Maybe this is odd. We have an Instagram account. I'm not even totally sure what we're doing with that yet. Well, we do have a website, and it's at Sorry We're Late. We didn't want to be here.com. There is a contact form. It also has our email on there. If you want to email us, it's we didn't want to be here at gmail.com, and it's a number 2 instead of TO.
Tune in next week as we discuss episode 2 of 90 Day Fiancé, The Single Life. I'm Violet.
I am Acid Betty.
And as we always say, fuck your life, Bing Bong.
Bing Bong. Yeah, episode 1 now.